All right, what's up, people? Headed off to the gym. This is Cactus Dave. I wanted to give you a little bit of inspiration, but I heard an amazing quote today, and I'll just paraphrase it a little bit, but it's from, I think her name's Dr. Julie Smith, and she's a therapist who went viral. But she said the times where she saw like some of the most profound change in people wasn't when people went through things in life that made their lives easier, or when they found themselves in situations where life was easy and free flowing and just mellow. But she saw the most profound change in people and in herself when they found the ability to cope with things that they didn't think was possible. And I think that's a good way to look at life, and that rings true in my life. I've been in places where I felt like I was never going to make it out. I remember there was one time where I was going through a situation in life where I had totally messed up. Just some crazy crap was going on. And I was on a plane with my mom, and my mom had gone through some stuff too, like a custody battle with me and all this stuff. And I talked to my mom, and I was just like, Mom, how do I make it out of this? How do I make it out of this situation? Like, basically, like, I don't feel okay, and I don't feel like there's an avenue for me to feel okay after this. And I went through that for a long time. I felt really bad for a long time. But I also found out that I was able to cope with it, able to cope with the sadness and the frustration and the feeling of loss and anger and pain, and not just anger at like the situation, but anger towards myself. So man, I know there's a lot of people just going through a lot of stuff financially. Our world seems like it's on fire, and we're all gonna die and stuff like that. But hopefully, if you're in a low point right now, you can maybe even begin to think that there's an avenue to believe that this is going to be an avenue for change, because we find the most change in ourselves and in our lives when we wake up, usually the day after a situation, or for me, years after a situation, and think, holy crap, I was able to cope with that, and I was able to get through it. So you can call into the Cactus Dave hotline. You can talk about what you're dealing with, and maybe I can give you some advice or feedback. Might not be good advice, but it'll be from someone who cares. And usually when we go to people for advice, it's really not so much about the quality of the advice, but the fact that someone's there to listen and give an honest and earnest response. So you can call in the Cactus Dave hotline, 609-800-5622 if you'd like. But yeah, man, like, in the darkest of times in my life, I've seen the most change because I was able to cope with it. And no matter what you're going through, you're able to cope with it too. You might not believe it, but it's the doggone truth. And even simple stuff like, I'm able to go to the gym now. And 9 months ago, when I had a newborn kid, I could barely even find the energy to do the dishes. And now I'm like ready and excited to go work out. And I was like, how am I ever going to get to that place? How am I ever going to have the energy and time to like coach my kids' soccer team or whatever? That's the place that I was in. And now I'm coming through it, and I'm proving to myself every day that I'm able to cope. So if you're in a crappy job or a tough situation, or if you have a lot of responsibilities or whatever it may be, you're going to see some change when you figure out a way to cope with it and to thrive with it. And wherever you are, I feel like you will, no matter what. Believe in that. All right, just a little inspo for you. Like, comment, subscribe, give me some love if this was helpful for you. Comment some of the stuff you're going through. Maybe you can share even stories on the voicemail hotline or in the comments of ways and situations where you overcame difficult times. But I've been there, and I'm on the other side of it. And my life, many days, is just as sunny as it is outside right now. So stay human. Keep a sense of humor. Peace.